We're live. Let's get some music. And we're all right. Welcome everyone to a new episode of our leadership series. Today with me, I have an incredible guest. We started the live before even starting the live, and then realized we were a little late. So I have with me Paksy Placksy-Cheng. And I think what's the most impressive about you is just you were able to help lead a 6.9 billion, non million, billion, everyone, please, billion IPO in earlier. And you are the reference in AI, you are machine to machine economy. You're just an incredible leader and incredible woman. I'm so honored to have you. I love you.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh,
We
so
all
good
do
to
great things. I know we all who's watching are doing great things. So thank
you're
you, though.
doing some great things, greater than other great things. And I think it's good to take time to celebrate that and to honor the incredible journey that you carried. So tell us about how it started and what brought you to lead such a big transactions in the telecom industry, mobile industry, and today in machine learning and AI.
Oh my gosh, how did it happen? I don't even know how it happened. I think you just have to put one foot in front of the other. And I to dream big, right? Like you have believe, act, and lead.
I
This is what I'm trying to adhere to, I think, all my life. I don't know, because maybe I don't know, but maybe because my parents never had like a ceiling for me. They
do.
had very strict boundaries, but I don't know where it's coming from. You probably know better where this is coming from.
I think
Maybe
you're
you're
focused.
interviewing so many people. What do you think we all have in common?
I think the focus, the determination, and the focus. And I think what I see, like it's true. Like today, it's like what 139 of episode. It's all about the discipline. It's like I am making it happen no matter what.
Right. Well, you have to have that. But also, I think you have to wake up and be energized and do something that you
Yes.
truly believe that you're going to make a difference and be
Yes.
passionate about what you're doing. You could be working in a restaurant and be passionate about, like,
That's right.
let me be the best me in a service
Yeah.
environment. Let me be
I
the
love
best
that.
in whatever you're doing, right?
How did you get that in you? How do you wake up every day energized? What
We're Whoever is watching now or later, we're lucky to be alive. If you think about the miracle that is us humans,
happened?
right? Whatever you were put here, it's whatever you believe in. This
Mm.
is spectacular. Look at
It
our
is.
galaxy. There's nothing like it, people. We
That's
need
true.
to
Just
treasure
like
it.
be grateful, treasure the miracle of life that we have within. So
Do
true.
something big with it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
it's
it can be as big as 619 billion IPO, but that's not everyone that does
It
that.
wasn't my company. I was lucky to be part of the company. I ran business development for that company.
Uh-huh.
Played a big part in Europe, Middle East, Africa for that company. And
Okay.
truly, I've always loved tech. And
Uh-huh.
so this was a miracle too. Yes, we at
Really?
some point ran on 74% of all the telcos gateways, and we were
Wow.
at the forefront of, before iPhone, a
Really?
wireless application protocol. So meaning you could surf the internet on your old phones, not on this smartphone. And
Yeah.
then iPhone came.
Mhm.
But I've always loved being on the forefront of what's next. And right now with Staex, I am with what's next of trusted data chain, meaning everybody should own their own data. We should have access to our own data securely, reliably,
Mm.
and with the machine, the rise of the machine and all of the AI that everybody's talking about, the underlying layer, the foundational layer for machine and AI is data. So
Yes.
data is already crucial, right? With no data, no AI. So we're going to see this big leap of, so how do you have access to machine data? How do you share this data securely, right? And how
Purely,
do
yes.
you
How do
rely
you
on
keep
this data?
it? How do you keep the data? And is
Exactly.
it really kept confidentially? This is very
Exactly,
fascinating.
exactly. Or is it in someone's cloud, right?
Yeah, we don't
And
know.
that
Can you
other
tell us?
entity is selling your data. So we're going to see all of this unfolding, and
Uh-huh.
especially with our own AI agents. So devices and machines that represent us will be
Uh-huh.
transacting on the internet, right?
Okay.
So Dr. Hynd, your machine, your device, right, will be talking to my device, and
Yes.
together they will transact, and they would need to pay, right? They will need to
And who
share.
decide? They get to decide on their own?
At some point, you will give a prompt,
Uh-huh.
and they will resolve that prompt, that question that you have. For example, please book me a travel to Sao Paulo, where I
Yeah.
just arrived back from, but
That's where you came from. Mhm.
I don't want to fly through Amsterdam, but I want to fly through Paris, and I want, take my preferences of the last 3 trips.
Uh-huh.
Your machine, will need to understand you, and will then have access to all your data, your
That's right.
personal data, your credit card, and need to make decisions. This is going to
Mhm.
happen. So, but you're right. How do we ensure that we humans still have agency over
Yeah.
this data?
And is that what, so tell us about the objective of your company. When did you start it? When did you decide to fly on your own as you're an entrepreneur? When did it start?
So I'm one of the 3 co-founders. This
Mhm.
was originally built at Deutsche Telekom.
Okay.
So my good friend, Dr. Alexandra Mikichuk, was at Deutsche Telekom. She
Uh-huh.
is a computer scientist. She was there for more than 15 years, and she brought it out of DT, Deutsche
Okay.
Telekom, our national carrier here in Germany. And she brought it out together with Philip Tupfer, who is finance. And I
Yes.
came on later for commercialization of their solution. Because
Okay.
it's one thing when you build it in academia, I see this a lot, or
Mhm.
you built it in R&D centers,
Uh-huh.
or you build it in corporations. Once
Mhm.
you take it to the market,
Mhm.
that's a whole nother ball game. You
Yeah.
may develop the most beautiful solution,
Yeah.
but if the market is not ready, or the market doesn't work this way,
Or
or
it doesn't understand the solution. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. So
Ah,
there needs to be a commercialization of the tech solution, and this is why I came on later when I moved back to Europe
oh,
from California to work.
uh-huh. And so how is it coming now?
Oh my gosh. So startup life, as you know, is always hanging on, you know.
To hope, to believe. You gotta believe. Yes.
We went from 0 customers to probably a dozen partners and customers,
Huh?
and break even for a deep tech company in Germany.
Congratulations. That's a big thing.
Yes,
That's
that
a
is.
huge thing. For how many years you did that?
So this is my 3rd year. So I
That's
would say in 2 years we were break even. Yes, and we have doubled now revenue year on year, and which is a
congratulations.
big deal. We're still not there by far, but it's
You get
for a
there.
tech company, that's a big deal. Yeah.
It
So
is a huge deal for any company, for any startup to be able to break
yeah,
even the second year. That's
yeah,
really good. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you
So
so
tell
much.
us more about AI and machine learning and
Yes,
data. What
yes.
can you tell us, simple, like everybody watching us, which is now everybody use ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the AI machine. It's just easy. So it's like, and it really is like for us, it replaced 2 people in our team. Just,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So can you tell us all this data because you deal with data? Oh, is there confidence for real? Is there things that share for? No, that's it. Simple.
Don't expect it. Don't expect confidence. Even if you have a paid service, I
Uh-huh.
would not expect it. I truly would not. Be careful with what you put in, or especially when you are a company and you're feeding in data into the systems, whatever, LLM, whatever, AI system you work with.
Uh-huh.
We just finished a 3-year long research on
Uh-huh.
machines, literally on AI systems. And there's a lot that needs to still be unfolding before this is going to make sense for
Mhm,
companies.
mhm.
There's a lot of, obviously, in the media that is talked about, but we really looked at what actually happens in these machines. And, it's not just our research. If you ask the founder of, OpenAI, right,
Mhm.
Sam Altman, he
Yeah.
even says he even says we don't always know what happens in these systems because the systems are
Exactly.
self.
He
Yeah.
created the system and he's still not sure where
Yeah.
the system is going to take things. Wow.
Yeah, there's sometimes things that happen because the machine learns
Mhm.
and they don't always know how these results are derived. And that's why they call it hallucination. They don't actually know what, how the machine has derived and came up with these answers. So this is why you have to use it with caution, right? It's great. I've been in technology.
Let's go back one second, which you said something so incredible. You said that they don't know how the machine is coming up with answers.
Sometimes that happens, yes. And then
Wow.
they have to adjust things. We have seen this ourselves. The EU funded a
Yeah.
consortium called Finder. There were universities involved and a lot of organizations, Algorithm Watch, for example, and a number of universities in the EU.
Uh-huh.
I was one of their researchers.
Mhm.
And for 3 years, we have looked at systems. Now, AI systems are black boxes. It's not easy to do any research on them. And
Mhm.
two, when we researched, same machine. So we did a lot in recruitment. This
Mhm.
is very relevant whether you're hiring or you want to be hired. So for
Okay.
everybody who's watching, anytime that the machine needs to make a human recommendation, as they call
Yes.
it, bank loans, who comes up for housing, et cetera, et cetera. Who's next for surgery, right? Anytime you make decisions on people, it's called human recommendation in these systems.
Uh-huh.
So we did a lot on recruitment. Same system, same resume, real resumes, same resume,
Mhm.
same job profile, different results, depending on what country. In Germany,
What
for example,
country?
yes, yes.
So the machines are not even the same
No,
geography.
because they learn differently. So you have the same system, same resume, and then the same job profile, right?
Yes.
You would think, okay, Dr. Hynd, you have a financial background. We're looking for a financial, leader.
Yeah.
It should fit whether you're in London or in Paris, right?
Yeah.
That's not the case. On top of that, we also found that you may be the best candidate, but sometimes the system ranks you category C, which is like, we do not want to even talk to these people.
Why? Because not the region.
A lot of things. For example, women suffer the most, career gap in your resume, not enough keywords because before we started, you were talking about that you did even things in dancing. If you mention dancing in your resume and it's really not relevant, the system can get really confused. But even things like double column, so everybody who does their resume and they have a double column, the machine can't easily read this. So your resume even gets kicked out just because you made a format that is not friendly for the machine. So
Wow.
you could be the best candidate, but now the company misses you
Because
because
of the
you have
format.
too many colors in the
Yeah.
resume, you
Because
have
of
a weird
yeah.
font, you have a
Uh-huh.
double column,
That's
you have
true.
a format that you saved it in that they don't like. So there's so many things happening that we need to be aware of.
Wow. So, and a lot of companies now are relying more and more in choices and selections based on the machine,
Yes,
unfortunately.
for promotion, right?
Mm.
Promotion, they will look at who gets, um, uh, training,
Uh-huh.
right? Who's ready for training.
Yes.
I've even worked with, they call talent tech software companies
Uh-huh.
in the US, and they say in the very near future, this is already happening in the US, uh, the machines don't even need your resume. The companies don't even need your resume. So they do passive hiring. So they go out, scrape all your data, and they look, especially for tech jobs, how active were you on GitHub? What if you have certain certification, et cetera, et cetera.
They will
So
pull that up from the system itself.
from the world, the internet, from the
Yeah,
world wide
from
web.
this the
Yeah,
word. Wow.
yeah. So no more resumes in the future either.
No more, none.
And if you're in
That's
a company, they make a decision why, this person got the promotion plus a salary increase. And we all say a meritocracy, right?
yes.
Everybody says AI will improve meritocracy. So you are going to get hired because of your skills and experiences.
Yeah.
I believe in that too, but right now, that's not the case. Because right now, the system doesn't pick you on skills and experiences per se.
Mhm. And the system picks you on your adaptability to the system, really.
That's a really good one. So, yes, right now, we have found that job applicants,
Uh-huh.
uh, predominantly women and also migrants, right?
Uh-huh.
Anybody who has an international education, for
Yes.
example,
Uh-huh.
uh, that was an attribute that the system doesn't like as much. And then certain names, even some companies say, we don't look at the names, right? You even see that this person had like their education. For example, you went to Harvard,
Yeah.
right? You're
Mhm.
back in Morocco. The system
Yeah.
doesn't like that you went overseas for your university,
Oh,
right? So
okay.
sometimes it helps, but sometimes international education does not help.
Yeah, because I didn't stay where I was born. But how do they express that? Isn't that discriminatory? Like
Yes,
celebrated,
yes, yes.
like completely.
Yeah, we want
Who's
these
to blame?
people who
There's no
are,
one to blame. That's the thing.
yeah, yeah. If I'm a company, I want people who speak multiple languages, are very flexible, moved abroad, lived abroad because they're more resilient typically, right? But that's not how the system looks at it. They're looking at who were the most successful people in our past,
Mm,
right? And
mhm,
also, they're looking very narrowly, what are we hiring? So have you done sales only in Germany versus sales all over the place? Because
mm.
that's not helpful if it's a German company looking for a German salesperson, you know?
Okay.
So it's, yeah.
So, what do you think should be done? I mean, like your experience all these years, how can innovation in tech truly serve people for real and not pretend to serve them, but actually
Right,
not?
right. Well, first, people need to be aware of this,
Okay.
right? And
Mhm.
second, we need to have teams of people around the table who are making these AI systems.
Mm.
So if you already have different people around the table who are software developers, who are creating machines, who teach the machine, who work with the machine,
Yes.
and then people that are advising companies, for example, like right now we have helping a lot of job applicants, but also companies in, okay, you purchase this software, but you need to be aware that you can't just like purchase it, deploy it, and put an intern
Mm.
manage the outcome of the list of that you're getting, and you're like done.
You,
That's not how you
you have
should
to
be
stay
using
on.
it.
You
Yeah,
have
you
to tweak it, see it. Yeah.
yes, test it
So
regularly.
a lot said that this comes also from the fact that there are not enough women programming these machines and working in the systems behind it. What is your take on that?
Exactly, exactly. So first and foremost, you have to have people who represent the world, right? Um, Making these machine, creating software
Uh-huh,
on our behalf for all of us, right?
uh-huh, uh-huh,
Only then will you have like different perspectives on what the
uh-huh.
machine needs to do, and also be testing these systems.
Okay.
Then, when you create the software, you need to then within the companies also have people carefully use these systems and make
Yes.
sure they don't go, oh, we bought something, right?
Yeah.
And we just trust that this is the software and here we go, we run it and we never look at it except
Uh-huh.
for, okay, this is the outcome.
Yeah.
So,
But how do we feel like I'm just in a naive way. This is a very naive question, which is we feel trapped once we get in there. It just becomes a tool that you cannot feel seem to be not using anymore. You know, you cannot unsee what you've seen. And even if you say, okay, I'm just going to use it a little bit, no, you're drawn to it over and over
you mean as a user, like with
as a user.
ChatGPT?
Yeah. Yeah. For example, let's take that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, that's why I really love connecting with you today because you were talking about humanity, right? Like,
Yeah.
how do we maintain agency and how do we as people
Mm.
ensure that technology serves us people,
Yes.
not that we people now starting to serve the machine? Because
Exactly.
I work with a lot of women who
Yeah.
now change their resume based on all the learnings.
So that they fit the machine.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow. Yeah, but then again, you need to know how to change it, because if it is just that, then the format is different. So you can frame it as, let's adapt the format to today's
Right.
innovative word. But
Right.
that's not it. It's like
But
more.
even philosophically, is that what we're supposed to do, right? Are we here to serve the machine, right?
No,
Or are
absolutely
the machines are
other
supposed
way
to help
wrong.
us?
Yeah,
Exactly. So
yeah.
right now, there's really a gap between people who want access to the labor market. There's
Uh-huh.
millions of people who
Mhm,
are ready to jump in to
mhm,
be of service, create
mhm.
value.
Yeah.
But then the companies looking and they keep saying, we can't find the right people, right?
Mm,
There's,
mm.
and not that it matches one to one, right? Because there's a lot of people needed, for example, engineers, etc. We don't have enough of
Yeah,
these, but we have too many graphic designers, for example, right? I'm just, right? It
yeah,
doesn't matter to one. But I'm sure that there's many people who are willing to be retrained or have a chance or will
mhm.
work, jobs that they didn't think would suit them. Like we need to narrow that gap. And this is part of the problem with the machines, right? The ATS, the application tracking systems now, uh, make the division even greater. So this is absolutely true. So short term, yes, we need to adapt how we send in our resumes,
Yes.
unfortunately. But
Mm.
longer term, we need to then together collectively hiring managers, so companies, nonprofits, right, that take care of like algorithmic watch, for example, um, like NGOs that take care of all of this, plus all the companies that create the software. We all, and applicants, we all
Mm.
need to decide on what are the systems, how do the systems best serve us, and
Mm.
create and
Exactly.
modify those systems to better
Yes.
serve humanity.
Yes. Yes. And this is the work that you do. This is how you.
I advise on it. Yes, I do the research. I then help companies.
Mhm.
But we need to work with the talent tech companies that are predominantly US based.
Uh-huh.
I
Mhm.
know a few of them that are leading. We've worked
Okay.
with them and
Mhm.
interviewed them, but we need everybody collectively, right? Everybody to contributing to these new systems in
Can
whatever way or form, policymakers, etc.
policymaker, can we keep a positive outlook of
Yes,
how this machine is coming? Can you help us keep that positive outlook?
yes, yes. I've been in tech for 15 plus years, right? So at the rise of the mobile internet, when people
Yes.
would tell me, why would I ever surf the internet when I showed them for the first time, right? Like,
Really? That's what, mid 90s?
yes, can
2000?
you
Yeah.
imagine? Like,
Yes.
why
I
would
was
I
doing
ever
my
use this?
PhD. I was in my PhD at Harvard. We didn't have
Right?
internet, and then suddenly internet. I was like,
Exactly. And then
yes,
you could click on a link and
you
it
could
brought you
click.
to
Yeah.
exactly, right? So I was trying to like even like sell people on that. And now we're glued to this thing,
Yeah.
right? We're glued to
Everybody. Even my, like now she's 8, but since she was 5, 6, she's like, Mom, can you check on Google? I'm like, we don't can't check everything on Google. She's like, just go check on Google.
yes.
Yeah.
And now we're at the forefront of AI, and AI is going to be like the mobile internet times 10, right? This is going to be
Yes.
a severe change in our society. So we all are responsible of being more mindful of how we
Mm.
use technology, what we as the public at large want to see,
Mhm.
speak up and join, organizations that talk on our behalf,
Yes.
work with me on research. And if you're an
Yeah.
organization, work with me on making systems better now. But I do feel that each and every one of us have a hand in this because, you know,
Yeah.
um, I'm off a lot of social media sites. There's only a few that I do, and I try to limit myself, even though I must admit, it's like my right hand, right?
Yeah,
So
you
we
can't. Yeah, you can't get rid of it. That's what I'm saying. It's like when you use, you just can't remove it. You can't.
we all have a stake in it. We all also have to demand that, like the data that Google and AWS have us in the cloud or in the systems, right? That they can't just freely sell this. If I want to sell my data, I should be able to sell my data. But we need to be aware of where's my data stored,
But you
you
don't
know.
have the hand on it, if even if you wanted it, right? It's in the cloud.
Yes,
It's somewhere else's hand.
yes, yes.
A
True.
reality
You have
that
to
maybe
make
you have
extra
not used.
steps. You have to make extra steps and save things in a European-based cloud. I learned from, I was born and raised in the Netherlands. I learned from the Dutch government now that 70 to 80% of the citizens' data is actually stored outside of the EU with like the big platforms. This is
Huh.
definitely a problem. So even if you and I decide to do things differently, we
Yeah.
need to have our governments
Follow.
more
Also.
resilient, right? Have our own solutions, be more resilient, and take care of.
But it also for energy matters for other consideration that comes into play that you cannot be storing the data in a place that is very close to you. So there are many things that comes in,
Right,
many,
right.
many
I'm
aspects.
thinking especially on cybersecurity, all of that
Yes.
kind of resilience. Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
totally. So you are bringing a very not sexy topic to
Yeah,
your
but it's a fascinating topic that
audience,
touches all of us. It's not. It is very. This is
but it's
like an
very
everyday
critical.
reality. This is
Yeah,
like you said it. It's your right hand.
yeah,
We all have it. We pretend it's not. So I kind of like put it aside. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch it. It's like off. But that's not true because
yeah,
I'll finish a couple of hours. I'll go and check again, and we do
yeah,
that. All of
yeah.
us, no matter how disciplined we are.
It's okay, but we do have to collectively make decisions because everybody's part of an organization or a company or government, right?
Mm,
We all collectively,
we do.
especially,
Mm.
are part of other entities. So maybe we, if we voice it at other entities, if we bring this forward as a topic, we all, if it's, what do they say? Every ocean is made of a lot of drops of water.
That's true. And I love that. Which brings me to my last question about the mindset that is required to be able to lead responsibly in this era. Because this is an era where you have an exponential technology. It's not ending and it's not stopping. It,
Right.
yeah. What is that
So,
mindset? Tell
so
us.
sorry, what's the question?
What's the mindset for it? How can you lead with responsibility and responsibly?
Oh, wow.
Everyone.
I think, I mean, for those of us have little kids, you just mentioned your daughter, right?
Yeah.
I really think, especially when you're a mom and dad, you have to, we naturally think of beyond
Mm,
our generation,
yeah.
right? And if you don't, I'm sure you have nieces and nephews or sisters and brothers. And I really think every day you wake up with like a common sense and that, yes, making money is great. And for profit, I've been part of, all of the sectors, right? Public, private, nonprofit.
Mhm.
Um, there's a hybrid of this for a reason. Something
Mm,
not solved with money. Therefore we've had institutions to make
mm,
sure that that's taken care of. We need to
mm,
have healthy sectors, right?
we do.
Every part needs
Mm,
to be strong, like it's a three-legged kind of like stool. So we
uh-huh.
can't have corporations and have a much overwhelming
Uh-huh.
effect and impact on, public sectors,
Uh-huh.
utilities that are government, water, energy, etc. Right?
Yes.
And then we also have like this nonprofit
Mm,
sector that usually for the arts or performing arts or whatever it is, culture,
mhm, mhm.
language institutions. We all need to have healthy. This needs to be again
Balance. Yeah. We
balanced.
need to create,
Exactly.
yeah. Like we need to create a harmony in our way of being, all of us. Yeah.
Exactly. That
And
is
yeah, yeah, I love that. And it's like you don't let one part take over
override and rule. Yeah.
and overshadow the other part. You got to have each one needs
Right.
to have a space. I love that.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
So one last question for you, and I ask all my guests is what is leadership means to you? What does leader? How do you see the understanding of being a leader in
Wow.
yourself?
I think leadership is such a funny word. I think leadership is actually being somebody's big sister or big brother and just
Mm,
allowing space for other people to come in and do what, you know, you're actually more of service than people think. Leadership is not like I'm at the front with a flag or something,
that's
it's
true. Yeah.
more
Mm,
like maybe you're in the back and kind of like cajoling people. First, like
yeah.
maybe lay out a vision of where
Mm,
we all need to go, right?
mhm,
If you're talking about a company, like this is the moonshot, this is where we need to end up. And these are the bite-sized steps, but
mhm.
not do the work for people. Plus, everybody has a different way of working. Everybody needs to be listened, like seen, heard, listened.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, you do need to make that decision
Mm,
and explain why
mhm.
decision that they brought in was a valid one, but you still need to take left instead of right,
Mm.
and explain that. I
Mm.
think more of it is it's kind of like different than what people think it is. I've never let, so I think I was 23 when I led 100 people. It was at
Wow.
a call center, and
Wow.
we were with customers, and everybody was older, had more advanced degrees, and more experience.
Wow.
And I was put in charge because I had foreign experience and I came back to the Netherlands.
Mm.
And it was really scary because obviously you are in no shape or form, why you, right? In no shape or form
Uh-huh.
going to lead these people.
Uh-huh.
So I've always learned that you can only make things happen if you're just trying to just get everybody as a unity.
Aligned towards
Yeah,
the same vision.
yeah. Because
And
everybody brings value to the table, otherwise you wouldn't
everyone.
be there.
Yeah.
So that's leading
I love that. I
is a
love it.
misnomer.
And I love the way you said it because leader doesn't mean you're better than all of them or everything. No. It just means
Exactly.
you have the ability
Right.
to listen to everyone and give the
Right.
power to each one.
Right.
Everyone has value. Yeah.
But when it comes to it, you cannot be everybody's friend. You do need to make
No, it's not about being friend. Yeah. I love that.
yes.
Thank you for
Yes.
this distinction at the end.
You
Yeah.
cannot be seen as like, oh, I want to be nice. No, after the decision is made and we're moving, we're moving. I
Yeah.
mean, you adjust and pivot, whatever. But I'm saying you do need to dare to make decisions, hard decisions, even laying off people, right? Hard decisions and what is good for the company or for the organization. So you cannot be, yeah, you can't be always
A
this
nice
kind
one.
of, yeah.
That's good. Well,
Not
on this,
always, yeah.
but this is very good advice. In fact, mainly for women, it's not about being nice. It's not being friend for
Yes,
everybody. It's being,
yes,
like you doing your job, but you empower the others in the same time. And
right,
whoever is not on the boat with you, it's okay.
right,
You can
right.
go to another boat.
And sometimes it's better for them because if they don't fit in the team or it's not for them, it's better that you give them an opportunity to start something somewhere else, right? Because it's
Yes,
to the detriment of the company. You can't
exactly.
ever see it as, oh, I feel bad. No, you don't feel bad. You give them an opportunity to actually find a place where they do fit better,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's nice. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. We
Yeah,
learned so much with you today.
yes,
Wow.
we're over time, but people want to know because we started late, and that's because we were talking about dancing. Tell me,
All right. Thank you so much. That was a good one, Paxi. You
share with
really
us a little bit about where did you dance, what kind of dance, and what did you learn from dancing?
absolutely. Actually, I grew up doing ballet. So I started dancing really early. Ballet and playing music. So I played piano quite young. And I started when I was 5 years old. And I stayed on doing that for like, well, I stayed playing piano even later when I was actually in engineering school. And then when I was in Washington at the World Bank, I went to the Washington Conservatory of Music. I
Wow,
stopped the dance part when I was in high school, but that's me. So music has always been a big part of my life.
super. And what did you
Where did
learn
you learn
of dancing in
at school?
particular?
At dance school at when I grew up in
No, what did you
Casablanca.
learn from it? Like
What did
what
I learn?
teach you? What did it teach you?
I I learned from it grace and beauty. I learned from it taking the time to appreciate the movement and the music. And I think this is one of the most powerful part of my own becoming throughout the years is to always ground myself through the dance or through the music or just to listening to a music or song that brings me back Chopin to those moments, and I just feel there is a calmness that comes with it, and I love it.
Super. See, that's beautiful. Thank you.
It's beautiful. Thank you. That was the only feminine part we added to the conversation. Thank you everyone for being with us. We needed to end with this. Excellent.